Greetings and welcome, beautiful soul. My name is Samantha, and a part of me feels vulnerable sharing my actual celebrations of the winter solstice in 2021. But that's what I'm here to do, to be authentically me. And I hope that this video inspires you to connect with the sacred energies of the day. If you want more ideas, head to my YouTube channel. I have a playlist called Wheel of the Year where I share tips and ideas and lots of reflections for you to create your own sacred connection. I believe that every day is sacred and we can connect with the energies of nature and spirit, but the solstice, equinox, and other sacred holy days are portals of light where our connection with our soul and spirit can deepen and activations change can come forth so strongly. On the day before the solstice, I headed to my local garden centres. I collected plants for my studio and my home to bring nature inside. One of my favourite things to do when I'm buying plants is quiet my mind, go inward, and ask Spirit what plant allies I need to work with. For me this year, it is elderflower, calendula, pomegranate, yarrow, and other beautiful herbal medicines. They remind me of healing, of the underworld, of my ancestors, of the elders. On the solstice morning, I headed outside as the sun started to rise. This is where I entered my first ritual, lighting my solstice candle, fire, symbolizing the sun on earth on the shortest day and the darkest and longest night of the year. This candle I created in my winter solstice video. It has symbols of my people, the Celtic alphabet, the Orgham of protection, calling in the tree spirits that I personally work with in my practice. I was so lucky to catch up with my sister and brother for a beautiful breakfast on solstice morning. We sat and talked about what we wanted to manifest for the year going forward. It was magic. And this is where my real work begins. As I clear out my garden, I'm also clearing out my mind. Because for me, gardening is my meditation. It is where my mind can soften. And 90% of the time when I garden, I do it in silence. No music, no distractions. I put my hands in the earth and connect to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. My garden is my sacred space. It is my altar, and it's where I hear the whispers of spirit. It could be the Fae, nature spirits, my ancestors or spirit guides. I just find the most magical moments happen in my garden. Of course, I have my puppy dogs, my beautiful big boys out with me. And I always love looking at the animal spirits and allies that come forward on these special days. One of the most magical moments happens, and you're about to witness it, as one of my guides, Crow, flew overhead as I was filming. It is 20 minutes until the exact moment of the solstice, and I had to stop from watering my garden for a moment because 2 crows flew directly above me here, cawing, and I'm just standing in silence listening to my wind chimes and the wind and nature, water, watering my garden. My beautiful puppy dogs here, my big boys, and yeah, it was such a magical moment. Like I said, crows are 2 of my biggest guides in life, but especially for winter, and they bring me the medicine of our ancestors. I love sitting in silence and just allowing my thoughts to be. No distractions, no music, just be in this moment. And often, spirit can't get through if we are drowning them out, and you can hear the whisper of your grandmothers, the whisper of your grandfathers, of your guides, of your higher self and your soul. So I really hope that you have spent this solstice enjoying the energy as well. And if you did nothing this solstice, that is okay. That is the beauty of the wheel. The wheel goes round and round and round. And you have forever, every year that you're walking this earth, every year to celebrate and to connect with nature. One of the things I did to honor the nature spirits in my sacred space was place petals and crystals around my garden. These crystals have been out with me for many moons. Under new moon and full moon, as the seasons cycle, I place them in the sun, charging them always. And now it's time to return them to the earth. I love the idea of having all these crystals in my garden, because if I need them once more, I can forage and, connect to this very inner child version of myself. As I place each crystal, I'm intentionally blessing and invoking my property, calling in the crystal divas, and thanking the Fae for taking care of my property in spirit. I didn't realize, but the solstice portal was starting to open. And as I was placing these last crystals, I heard Spirit yell, "Stop, turn off your camera." And this is a screenshot. 1:31 p.m. was the exact moment of the solstice as Spirit was shouting at me. And as I closed my camera, I stopped and went into ritual. This is after my meditation, after pulling tarot cards for the year ahead. After pulling cards, my ritual and meditation, I headed inside to have lunch with my beautiful fur babies, or lack of fur babies if you're looking at Khan, because he is hairless. Normally this time of year, I have warm, earthy food, like soup filled with root vegetables like potatoes, sweet potato, pumpkin. But today, I felt like fruit. I felt like sweet food, drinking elderberry and rose tea with a dash of lemonade, having a beautiful bit of dark chocolate, strawberries, blueberries, and biscuits. Elderberry and rose tea here, and it's so delicious. It has a splash of lemonade, which I've never done before, but it was really, really nice. It's super sweet, obviously, but I wanted it to feel like a party drink or something like that. I'm really feeling my inner child coming out today, splashing around with water, playing with my puppy dogs outside, connecting in with the fairy people, the fairy folk, putting crystals all throughout my garden. I just can feel the energy. It's just so magical today. In the evening on the solstice, we had our last fire ceremony where we burnt our family yule log. We filled it with pieces of paper of all the things we wanted to release and let go of, along with herbs to sane and cleanse our souls and spirits. We made pizza with fresh vegetables, and sat around the fire talking about our dreams, our hopes for the future, and cast it into spells by visualizing together and manifesting our highest good for the future. It was so lovely being with my brother and sister, and as they left after the night, I stepped into my ceremony for myself. I am sharing parts of it with you, but you have to understand that this is so personal. It would be like me being in the bathroom as you take a shower. There are only certain moments I'm willing to share with greatest respect and love. You see, this year was a huge transformational rebirth for me. As a serpent and snake sheds its skin, I also went through a rebirth, calling in my ancestors and the energy of crow. And the next day, I headed to the forest to finalize this rebirth and take beautiful photos with a dear friend and sister. As we were walking through the forest, we came across a serpent's nest filled with snake eggs and gave it a blessing and thanks for giving us this beautiful sign. In the last 12 months, I feel like I have found parts of my soul that have lain dormant for a very long time. This moment, the Winter Solstice portal of 2021, is where I shed a lot of old energy and are stepping into the new. I can't wait to look back in 12 months at this video, and I'm sure see more growth and change, for that is what these days are about. Times of reflection to see how far you've come, how much you've grown. And I really hope that you have enjoyed this video, maybe got some inspiration, or maybe just found peace in the day and seeing shots of nature. I don't know. If you did enjoy it, feel free to cycle with me further on Instagram, to subscribe to the channel because it helps support me and my dreams. If you want to join me further on Patreon, everything is just Sacred Solaris. And my website to work with me is sacredsolaris.com. See you in the next video. Blessed be.